Mabuhay, or in Kapampangan, luwid kayo. In today's video, we will be learning a little bit about the Kapampangan word Dáun. No, not down, but Dáun. 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 So yeah, today, the Kapampangan word Dáun is closely associated with November 1st, or the Day of the Dead, and the Catholic traditions of All Saints' Day on November 1st, and All Souls' Day on November 2nd. For those who are not familiar with Philippine cultures, on November 1st of every year, Catholic Kapampangans, just like other Catholics in the Philippines, or even non-Catholics, flock the graveyards of their loved ones. And we stay there all day, all night even, to light candles, offer flowers, say prayers, and basically just gather everyone to honor and celebrate the memories of our departed loved ones. So that's November 1st in the Philippines, and it's pretty similar to Día de los Muertos that is celebrated in Mexico, also November 1st. And just like Día de los Muertos, or in Tagalog, Araw ng mga Patay, November 1st has become a traditional family reunion, celebrating the memories of our departed family, friends, and ancestors. And because these traditions and practices is shared with the rest of the Philippines, and also because Tagalog was chosen to be the basis of the so-called Filipino language, Kapampangans today have stopped using the word Dáun and instead started using the Tagalog word undas. And undas in itself is said to be adopted from the Spanish term honras, or to honor. So yeah, there's a lot of similarities in the way that the people of the Philippines and of Mexico celebrate November 1st to honor their departed loved ones, or to honor the dead. And it all ties back to colonialism and the conversion of the indigenous peoples to Christianity. But more on that in another video. Even though it all ties back to the colonization and the Christianization of the islands of the Philippines and the Americas, the Kapampangan tradition of Dáun, or the practices of honoring and celebrating our departed loved ones and ancestors, this very spiritual, solemn, and colorful tradition actually dates back, all the way back, long before the Spaniards even knew that our islands existed, long before they stumbled upon the islands while they were lost at sea in the Pacific Ocean. And according to the oldest known surviving Kapampangan dictionary, also known as the Vocabulario de la Lengua Pampanga, written by the friar Diego Berganio back in 1732, Dáun is defined as an offering, a gift, specifically an offering to the spirits and the higher beings, aka the gods and our own ancestors. So Dáun, as we know it today, comes from the phrase Pamidaon Mete or Pamidaon Metay, as mentioned in Berganio's Vocabulario de la Lengua Pampanga. And it literally means offerings to the dead. And by the dead, our ancestors actually meant our nuno, or in other words, our ancestral spirits, or the spirits of our ancestors. So yes, the original and the actual nuno in our culture, in the Kapampangan culture, were not the mischievous little duendes that the Spaniards told us to fear. The Nuno were actually the spirits of our ancestors, but more on that in another day. So yes, even before Christianity, Dáun has traditionally been a day when we, the living descendants of our ancestors, rekindle our blood ties with our ancestors by visiting and honoring the land where they were buried, and by offering prayers and sometimes even laughters and celebrations to honor their memories. But sadly, we don't really know much about the pre-colonial traditions and practices of our ancestors, apart from what little remained throughout the centuries of colonization and Christianization of our islands. But luckily, institutions such as the Sidwan, Ning Kabyas ng Kapampangan at Pamanigarang Kulitan, or in English, the Institute for Kapampangan Research and Indigenous Kulitan Studies, led by scholars such as Mike Pangilinan and other cultural advocates back in the Kapampangan homeland and also in the diaspora such as myself, are striving and working hard to study and raise awareness about our roots so that the younger and the future generations can get to know our roots and never forget about our past. Because as the traditional saying goes, we can never really reach our destination without looking back and acknowledging where we came from. Or as we say today here in the United States, no history, no self. No history, no self. And that is it for me today. See you next time. Or in Tagalog, kita kits, and in Kapampangan, mikitix.